Hi, I'm Daniel Elliott. My wife Naomi and I serve in Liberia, West Africa. We're with Evangelical Church Missions, partnering with the Liberia Evangelical Mission here in Liberia, working primarily with children's ministry. My primary responsibility is working with some private schools that our churches, or the church here has started. And so we're working to improve and strengthen the curriculum and educational side, while also trying to create an environment where kids can really learn who Jesus is and what it means to have a relationship with him. Liberia is in a very long process of recovery after um, about like 15 years of civil war that ended in 2003, but it's just been a really long process of recovering. And so about half the country is age 18 or under, and there's just not enough educational um, facilities or opportunities for all of the kids. And so our church has, I think it's 5 elementary schools that are running now. 3 of them are here in the city of Monrovia, where we live, and there's 2 out in the country in small villages. Right now, one of the big projects I'm working on is getting the curriculum for the schools, and that's probably at least a 6 or 7 year project. Hopefully, in 5 years or whatever, we'll have people here from the church that can do a lot of what I'm doing. The problem has really become during the civil wars, pretty much outside the capital city, education stopped, because a lot of child soldiers were used on every side, and so parents just didn't send their kids to school because you didn't know if they'd come home that day. And and so a large portion of the population here that's my age, my generation, if they weren't able to get outside of the country and maybe at a refugee camp where they could go to school, they didn't get any kind of education. So there's a severe lack of qualified teachers for the work that's needed. The big prayer requests, ministry wise, are a lot to do with the curriculum that we're trying to put together for the schools. The easiest curriculum to get your hands on here is the national curriculum, but obviously it doesn't have a specific emphasis on Christ, and it has a lot of holes as well. So we're working on developing or putting that together, and so appreciate prayer in that. On a personal note, a praise that we have is, sometimes when you're in ministry, you kind of wonder, how are my own kids doing? And so recently our oldest Samuel has come to us wanting to be baptized, and so that's a praise for us, and we've just seen some maturity, spiritual maturity in him recently, which has been really good to see. Another prayer request is Naomi had a girls' Bible study she was doing before COVID hit, and so she's been trying to figure out how to get that Bible study started. Trying to find the time and a place that works for everyone. We've recently launched the new initiative, the 15 Fund initiative, to try to raise some funds to help the schools with their expenses, and some of our schools have feeding programs that we subsidize, so we make sure the kids have at least 1 meal a day. So you can pray for that. Deeply grateful for financial support, and it's really humbling when you consider all the people that they give, not for us, but for the ministry that God is doing here. It's really exciting to be a part of what he's doing here, and we really do appreciate especially the prayers, because we know that by ourselves, Daniel and Naomi aren't doing a work. We're doing a work together as God's church.